Hey all, Amateur Chess here, and today we're going to be talking about the bishop. The bishop is worth 3 points, so it's worth the same as a knight, and it's worth a third of a queen, and it's worth 3 pawns. So the bishop can only move diagonally, so it can move diagonally, like left, diagonal, right, down, that sort of a way. So let's get into the game and I'll show you about it. So the bishops are located for white on f1 and c1, and for black on c8 and f8. So I'll show you how the bishop moves. Also, to open the bishop up, you need to move a pawn. So with the knight, you can instantly move here. If you wanted to move your bishop into the board, you'd have to move a pawn and then move your bishop. So as I said before, the bishop can move diagonally, so the bishop could move to here, 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 or anywhere along here. One tactic employed by good chess players is to what's known as fianchetto the bishop, and that is to play these pawns here to g3 or b3, and then after say this, you can move your bishop here and pretty much leave it there for the majority of the match, so it's just eyeing down all these light squares, and that is quite a useful thing to do. So let's just set up like a bit of an example game, possibly. Now here, say now for example, this bishop is pinning this knight to the king, and that's what bishops can be useful for. They can be useful for pinning other pieces to other pieces. So for an example, this knight can no longer move, or else it would be in check. Yeah, and the knight can't take anything because it'd be in check. So yeah, this is quite a good position for the bishop. So let's go into a prepared position where it really emphasizes the power of a bishop. So here, as you can see, there is this black bishop up here on b7, but that is really ineffective because of the pawn chain that is set up here. There's 3 pawns on the light squares, which does alter the effectiveness of the black bishop because it's not going to have many squares to attack on. Also, with the king being on a light square behind all these, it also gives the king a lot of protection with these 3 pawns. As we can see here, these two white bishops are set up in such a way that they are pointing towards the black king. This bishop here has has a full view on the king, and it's pinning this pawn down so the pawn can't move. This bishop is blocked in by this pawn, so what you want to do, you want to try and open up the game by, say, moving the pawn forward, and this gives this bishop space to see. However, it does block this bishop, so after something like this, if it takes as an example, this bishop's now, both bishops can now eye down on the king, and you can also move the bishop, say, here, and now you can it's very good to have a bishop pair. There are a lot of professional chess players that do prefer a bishop pair over a pair of knights, as the bishop pair can very successfully eye down on a king. I mean, the king can't move here. The king has very little squares where he can move, and white's king is protected quite well. The bishop pair works best in a situation where the game is quite open, so there aren't many pieces blocking the bishops. For example, this bishop here can't really do much because these 2 pieces are blocking it in. So in more open games, the bishops do tend to do a lot better, and if you can open up the game yourself by giving these bishops these long diagonals to attack where there aren't anything blocking it, then you are going to have a very good game. So that was my overview on the bishop. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all got something out of it, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.